Hello, you lovely people. How we doing? I hope you all right. Um, just before we start, can you hear me okay? Just let me know whether you can hear me okay. I hope you can hear me okay. Um, before we start, I want to just do a bit of housekeeping. The reason why I'm doing the live stream today rather than Monday is because tomorrow is obviously the funeral of the Queen of England. So I thought, out of respect, it wouldn't be very good if I did a live stream then. So I thought we do it today. Hi, why? How are you? You all right? Um. Anyway, um, the, for today's topic, I thought we talk about Nico Hulkenberg. Um, as some of you may or may not know, I'm a huge fan of Nico Hulkenberg's. Um, I I think he deserves a comeback in F1 next year, but let's first of all, I would want to discuss with you what you think went wrong in his first in the first part of his career. Um, I mean, he started at Williams, didn't he? In 2010. I I mean, he had a brilliant season. I found, I really was impressed. Um, and then he had the brilliant, um, pole position in Brazil, won it. I mean, um, I really thought he was gonna be, um, he was gonna be the, a Formula One world champion because he up to Formula One he had won every single um for junior Formula series that he'd ever entered it, wasn't it? So what what do you think went wrong in what do you think went wrong in inverted commas um in his Formula One career? Um, I think he was the fact that Frank Williams let him go to um, let him go and got rid of him um, and told him too late in 2010 that he wasn't gonna um, have his seat in 2011 at, at at Williams. I think that didn't really do his career any good. And then he had um, a, a test and reserve driver role, didn't he? Um, I think he did all right with that. Um, and then he he came back with Force India you know, and I think he did quite well, and he was so unlucky. Was it in Brazil again? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree. I agree with you. That the team choices and he does kind of have a similar pass to Daniel. The only difference is that Daniel actually has got 8 wins and a few podiums, but I think he was very unlucky at times as well. Like with was it in Brazil uh, back in 2000 and 2012 or 13? I can't actually remember when he crashed with when he was second to, was it Lewis Hamilton, and then he went for the lead and then they crashed. I think that was quite that was quite um unfortunate for him. Um, but I mean, it, for me, his career path, um, or his career so far in F1 is a bit of can be can be considered quite a bit of a warning towards Oscar Piastri, in my opinion, because everybody says that uh, everybody says that Oscar Piastri um, is gonna do well in Formula One, but for me, that's not necessarily a given, because not. I think Nico Hulkenberg proves 100% that it doesn't. Just because you're quick and winning in junior formulas doesn't necessarily translate into success in Formula One. I mean, I'm not suggesting that Nico Hulkenberg wasn't successful in Formula One. I mean, as you may or may not know, I'm an absolute Nico Hulkenberg fan. But I mean, in terms of winning races and podiums and even world championships, so I think. With regards to Oscar Piastri, we're gonna have to wait and see. Um, but we had, I mean, the one move that I didn't understand was when Nico Hulkenberg moved from Force India to Sauber. I mean, I didn't understand that one at all. I think that was one of the um that was uh, not such a good move. Having said that, I think he did have quite a few forced places um with Sauber, so you know one could argue it was a good move. Um, I mean, I mean, we, he must, he has to be a good driver because ultimately he's a Le Mans winner, because he won the Le Mans 24 hours, didn't he? Um, and I think that is quite an achievement in itself. Um, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the chat. Um, I think that's quite an achievement it's itself. Um, although there may be people out there that think that he only won it because of his um co the co-drivers did most of the work, but I disagree with that because I think it's a team effort. Yeah, I mean, we get. I was gonna get onto that later, but um, you're right. I mean, when he came, I, I've got a theory, right? And hear me out on that. Hear me out on this one. I think what he did in 2020 during COVID, and hear me out on this one, and don't think I'm mad, but I've openly said that I think he is that performance um makes makes him um the greatest driver of all times, because the reason why I think that is because I don't think many drivers, not even Lewis Hamilton, could um, jump in a car without much preparation, um, not having raced for for like for not having that much race experience for like was it a year and a half or something, um, and to jump into the racing point with what is now the Aston Martin, I think that is was an incredible achievement, and to put it so to put it third in qualifying, I think absolutely that was absolutely epic. Um, do you agree with me when I say that that not not many people, not many drivers could have done what he did? Let me know in the chat, because I really found that remarkable. Yeah, I mean, I really found that remarkable, and even more remarkable, I found the when he when he when he when he's substituted for Lance Stroll at the IFA Grand Prix, because he was meant to be doing um punditry work on it with RTL, and then he had to race from Cologne to the Nürburgring, and jump in the car with even less preparation. I think, and then he got it into he finished in in eighth position. I think that is absolutely remarkable. I think he's the most underrated, one of the most underrated rated drivers in Formula One. Um, you know, and I think that I think he's very missed in the paddock. I mean, when I went to when I was at the Aston Martin factory, I was I just missed him because I arrived a bit late, unfortunately. But I was gonna meet him, and I'm still hoping to meet him one day. Um, but you know, what he's done for Aston Martin this this year in 2022, I think is remarkable as well. Because again, yes, he's their reserve driver now, but I think to jump into the car at the beginning of the season because Vettel forgot Vettel missed the races due to COVID. I think that was absolutely remarkable, and he actually outraced Lance Stroll, didn't he? So I think that was pretty remarkable. And I I think that was pretty remarkable. So you know, um, do you think he is in he is he he should have he he's underrated in F1 because as I said he is for me I think I mean he has to be good at in a race car as he's proven many times. I just I just think um, that it didn't quite work out for him in F1. I mean, he. I've read somewhere that he was second. Yeah, I agree with you. Hulkenberg is underrated, definitely. I've read somewhere that he was um, second in line uh, to join Mercedes if Lewis Hamilton didn't sign. Um, but and I think he would have been absolutely epic at Mercedes. Yeah, I mean I agree with you there. You know, but what have you heard um about the possibilities that he may that he's in the running for maybe 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 being back on the grid for 2023. Um, I've heard that Haas uh he's short list on the short list for Haas, and he's a I think Alpine. He's also on their short list. Um, but every time I think every time he's been on a short list or close to a Formula One full time Formula One return, I think unfortunately he's always it always it always fell through. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right actually, because I think him and Hulkenberg and Kevin would be good for the team. I think they're both consistent. I mean, uh, I would feel a bit sorry for um, Mick, if that would mean that he would lose his seat. But I mean, he did have Mick did have two major crashes in um, in uh, so- Saudi Arabia and in Monaco, didn't he? I mean, where he practically halved the car. Um, I mean, God only knows how much that set the set the Haas team back. I mean, I, I don't get me wrong, I do like Mick, but I think um, Haas need um, experienced drivers, and I don't think the age thing would matter for Haas, because I mean, um, I'm 38 and Hayek has just turned 35, and you know, incidentally, we share the same birthday, but I think Haas need consistency. What do you think? Um, and the as far as the relationship is concerned, I mean, I've heard that some people some people reckon that them two them two wouldn't get on because of what happened in was it in Hungary, where they crashed or something, where Kevin and Nico crashed into one another. Um, I think that's yeah. I mean, you're right. Age doesn't matter anymore since Alonso is in F1. I mean, um, I've joked about it that Alonso can actually is gonna race in Formula One till he's like 50 odd. But on a serious note, I think Hulkenberg has still got a few years left, a few good years left in him. Um, I mean, he would be absolutely brilliant for Haas with Kevin. And as I said before, I think there's no bad blood anymore. I don't think there ever was between them. I think I think they would get on well, but for some reason, I think I think Alpine is the more likely um um the more likely team that Hulk can make a comeback. What do you guys think? Do you think he could actually replace Fernando Alonso at Alpine? Well, the only reason why I think that is because, as I said in a video when I did a video about it, I think um, Otmar Zavnoa and Hayek get on really well, and they know each other very well. And who was it that who was it that phoned Hulkenberg while he was in a cafe in Cologne having pastry when he got the call to replace Sergio Perez and Lance Stroll respectively. It was Otmar Zafno, wasn't it? So I just got a feeling that he is going to end up going to Alpine, but I'm not. I would be interested to find out what you guys think. Alpine or Haas. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. Another reason for that is because Hulkenberg had a long-term contract with Renault in the past, didn't he? So I think there's more connections at Alpine / Renault than there is at Haas and Hulkenberg. So you think Alpine as well, do you? But I've heard that that Mick Schumacher might be going to Alpine. What do you guys think about that? I can't see it happening, to be honest. Although I would think it would do Mick good to actually join another team. But yeah, one has to ask the question whether Mick is good enough for Formula One. Full stop. Going a bit off topic at the minute, but do you think Mick Schumacher deserves to stay in F1 or not? I've got my doubts, even though I do like Mick Schumacher, but a surname doesn't guarantee you a place in F1. Not in nowadays, anyway. So so what do you think? So is Mick gonna find another team or not? I don't think so. I think he's going to end up in. I think he's gonna go to the DTM. To be honest with you, because I think he's just not quite good enough for Formula One. Incidentally, yeah, same here. I do like Mick, but I don't think. Yeah, I mean he's shown glimmers of talent, but he's just not consistent enough. And I think that's where Hulkenberg comes in. I think Haas especially need consistency, and so do Alpine. But I think, I mean, me personally, if I was in charge with at Aston Martin, I would have I would put, I would have put I would have put Hulkenberg next to Sebastian Vettel this season based on their points. You know, and it, you know, I know that I'm not hating on Lance or whatever, but I just think I just think Vettel and Hulkenberg could get a lot more out out of that car than Lance does Lance does currently. I mean, as I said, I'm not hating on Lance because he actually, I think he's a good driver, but you know, I just this is just my opinion, and I think Mick. Yeah, I mean, um, yeah, I think Mick, yeah, I think Mick, you're right. I think Mick wasn't 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 tested from the start. Um, well, I don't think the Ruvela, and I'm not too sure because I don't really follow FP Formula 2, but you know, all the drivers that are in the lower categories struggle to get in because there's just not there just not enough teams from you know, and I wonder whether there should be a rule that a Formula One driver's career uh, sh- should only be a number of seasons long, just to, yeah. Red Bull have definitely um, Red Bull have definitely got too many drivers, and the problem with Red Bull is, um, you know, Max Verstappen is contracted to Red Bull until 2028, and I think it does say something when it doesn't look good for a junior program if the second driver of a Formula One team uh, doesn't come from out of the junior program. Um, I mean, what's the point of any junior programs if if you're gonna um if you're gonna get somebody like Paris in I mean, getting back to Hulkenberg, I mean, for a long time he was uh, he was he was favorite. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, he might have been he might be uh in front of them, but you know, as we said before, there's many there's too many drivers for two for not enough cars. But what I was gonna say was, um, you know, I before before Red Bull, um, before Red Bull um chose Sergio Perez, they did seriously look at Nico Hulkenberg. So even then they weren't prepared to look and promote a junior to the race team. Um, so my question is, what's the point of ever having um ever having a junior program if you're not gonna use it? Maybe you disagree with me, but that's just what I'm thinking. Um, because it can't be good for young drivers, um, morally, because it can't be good for yeah, it can't be good. It can't be good for young drivers. More morally, because you know because I must say, if I was a young driver, I wouldn't sign for Red Bull's young driver program. Yeah, I mean, Red Bull have done that with Christian Clean and Antonio Liozzi before, didn't they? I mean, they swapped the drivers around. I think that would be a good way, but on the other hand, it would also be not very good, because you know, what if one driver gets. Yeah, um, I think Red Bull have got too many young drivers altogether, and I think Alpine. Uh, I wasn't aware that they want to end their. I wasn't aware that they thinking about ending their young driver program, but I can understand that, because um, obviously it, I I can understand that, because it didn't look very good what happened on on their part with Oscar Piastri, and I just think um, Alpine need to get their get their legals a bit more in order, and get their contracts in order, because I think that was an amateur mistake. Yeah. Um. Yeah, you're right. Jack Doohan is possibly gonna um. Jack Doohan is possibly gonna graduate to F1, but you know, we've got to wait and see. But who whose mistake do you think the whole Alpine and Piastri saga was? Because uh, first I saw it was um uh PS Piastri's mistake, but now cereals. Are you sure it was? You know, because I think the person that caused that fiasco at Alpine has to go. I mean, I mean, I I did think Weber as well, but you know, I think the blame 100% lies with Lauren Rossi. Um, but as far as uh, um, Djokovic is concerned, I think um, he um, he will he will get FP1 and FP2 sessions. Um, and as I said, yeah, I mean, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, that's why I'm suggesting that whether or not a Formula One driver's career should be limited to like um 10 full seasons or something. But what do you think? Do you think that that would have happened? Because otherwise they're gonna have to come up with some kind of idea that that the young drivers actually get experience. I mean, I've suggested in one of my videos how to spice up sprint races. I think in sprint races they should have a separate championship and only use young drivers and reserve drivers. Um, Originally, the my idea for that came about because I want I wanted to give Hulkenberg and the other reserve drivers a bit more time on track, so that they're not so that they're not so race rusty. Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, coming back on Latifi, I think Latifi um, is on his way. I would be very surprised if I would be surprised if Latifi um, is in Formula One next year. Um, um, I think. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get your point. I think, but then again, Haas have said they don't want a rookie, and from what I understand, Hulkenberg is a serious contender. But then again, every time he's he's been a serious contender, he's ended up not racing for the team that he was meant to be a serious contender for. Yeah, I mean, I can't see. Yeah, I mean, I disagree with you on Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg, in my opinion, isn't mediocre because I don't think a mediocre driver could have done what Hulkenberg did in 2020 or um, um, in 2022. But I think you, I, s- yeah. I mean, we can only wait and see. But um, yeah, but as far as I as far as I'm as far as I'm aware, the Gasly deal is off because um I think AlphaTauri said that AlphaTauri Helmut Marko said rather Helmut Marko. I Yeah, I mean that's what I thought. Um, I think it's not going to be her time, but I think uh, nobody's going to nobody's going to replace Hamilton because he he won't retire for a long while. Um, I think by the time Hamilton retires, I think by the time Hamilton retires, the Freeze is going to be a bit too old. But what what um I thought I thought um I thought Albon has signed for next year. Anyway, contracts mean bugger all anyway these days, isn't it? I mean, it's not gonna mean a lot anyway, does it? I mean, see ya. Thanks for joining. So so before we sign off for today's live stream, do you think Hulkenberg is going to be in Formula One next year? Yes or no? I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but you know, every time, uh, every time I've made a video about it, um, I don't think age matters, to be honest. I mean, look at Alonso. I mean, he's 41, and he's still one. He's still in Formula One. Um, or would you say Alonso is too old to be in Formula One? Yeah, but then again, Alonso didn't get a didn't Alonso wanted a multi-year deal at Alpine, and they didn't want to give it to him. And yeah, so and you're right. I mean, Brendan Hartley was brought in at 34. Hello, Pedro. How are you? So hello. So it's going to be interesting, isn't it? Do you reckon Mick is still going to be in Formula One next season? Uh, I'm not too sure. I think um, Haas is definitely gonna. Nah, he won't be a test driver for Haas. I think Günther Steiner is pretty miffed with him. Actually, don't forget he's cost the team over $500,000 in damages so far this season. I think I think Mick is going to end up being a test driver for. Yeah, but Latifi also brings millions in sponsorship money. Yeah, I mean, but he's. I think I'm not. I know that Deutsche Vermögensberatung is mixed sponsor because they were they are long term sponsor of Michael Schumacher as well. But I'm not too sure whether one and one is actually mixed sponsor, personal sponsor. But I do know that Deutsche Vermögensberatung is. Um, um, Mick to Williams, interesting. Yeah, I mean Mick, Deutsche Vermögensberatung sponsored Michael Schumacher for a long time. You know, and I think they're gonna stick with Mick for a long time as well. But for some reason, I can see Mick going to the DTM. And as far as Hulkenberg is concerned, I can see Mick. I can see. I mean, what do I think about the freeze? I think what he did was quite remarkable. I think personally, I think what Nick de Vries did, I think was. I think what Nick de Vries did was absolutely remarkable, and I think he's finished Latifi's career. You know, because I think Williams have to fire Latifi now and get Nick de Vries in as soon as possible, because I think it's embarrassing for. I think I think I think Latifi has really been shown up by Nick de Vries, and I think he it was an embarrassment for Williams because how oh the Hertha situation. I think I don't know because you know, because I think the super license rules need to be you know, they need to be um changed because you know, because I think uh America. Yeah, I mean, but how is Liberty Media and the Formula One ever gonna get an American driver in if they can't if if the American drivers can't get can't get the super license? You know, um, because I I think license the points system needs to be changed, but because the F FIA have said apparently that they are unwilling to be forced to give. Yeah, I mean Logan Sargent, um, he is connected to Williams anyway, isn't he? Uh, what do I think about the Ruvela? I think, um, I mean, I don't really follow his career, but um, I'm, I saw he was Indian, but I'm not too sure. Um, but as I said, there's yeah, that's what I saw. Oh look, oh Logan, yeah, he's American. Logan Sargent is definitely American, and I I think he would be good for Williams. But as I said, there's too many drivers and not enough teams. That's what I think. Um, and I think Formula One need to look at what they're gonna do. Um, yeah, I I would like Andretti to enter Formula One, but for some reason, uh, I don't think it's gonna happen because um, that would mean that there's gonna be less teams. There's gonna be more teams on on the grid, isn't it? So yeah, I'm not too sure whether Daniel Ricciardo is ever gonna come back because to have a year out and then come back to a rate, is pretty hard. But then it's been done before. Um, well, no, I think I think Alpine won't um take a rookie. Not after what happened with Piastri. Yeah, I did sing Gasly to Alpine, but I'm not too sure about the Red Bull situation. Or um, the rule, the rubella is the uh, the, the rubella is the best option to get in the Indian driver in it. Um, and yeah, I mean, if you know, do you think we should go back to India as a and race there? Because we only raced there once, wasn't it? I think. Yep. But yep. So so we what Formula E isn't as competitive as Formula One, in my opinion, though. Nothing against Formula E, but I can't get my head. I can't fall in love with Formula E. I really can't. You know. Um. I I don't know. Yeah. See you later. So so yeah, but they're not gonna uh, use F1 tracks, are they? Because I'm not too sure whether the technology, the battery, would last that long. I might be wrong, but that's just what I'm thinking. But I might be wrong. Yeah, I mean, I've watched two Formula E races. Um, uh, no, I wa- I watched two races. That's it. I watched one. I watched the first one, and then one other one, but I can't even remember which one it was. Um, and I don't think the titles mean as much as in other categories. But see you later. Anyway, I think we're gonna wrap it up. Now the stream. Cheers for watching, everyone. And yeah, cheers for watching, everyone. And I see you soon. Yeah, keep watching my videos, and I really enjoy these live streams. And I'll see you soon for another stream. Okay. See you later. Bye.